Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a powerful process for changing your beliefs about who you are and really an understanding that our beliefs are creating our reality. Now I believe that this video can give you practical tools that you can apply towards using your mind in a powerful way to actually work for you instead of against you. Now understand, as I said in a lot of my videos, I believe more powerful than just understanding the secret or the law of attraction is understanding that our beliefs are creating our reality. That what we believe to be true will always be reflected back to us, and that this is something that's very common to see in what we call even science. Even if you look at a placebo effect, you can give someone a pill that doesn't really have anything in it, and if they believe that it makes them feel a certain way, they will get that result. If they believe that it will cure them, it will. And it also has the opposite effect. So if you were to give someone, for example, an amphetamine, which is something that makes them very hyper, but you were to tell them that it was a sleeping pill, they get tired and they fall asleep. Now, our mind is that powerful and our beliefs are that powerful that they can push through chemicals, they can push through so many things in our life, and once we become aware of it, we really start to gain our power back. Now, the first part of understanding our beliefs is that most of the language we speak has the beliefs inside of it. We just have to become aware of what we're saying. We'll believe, we'll say like, I can't go do that, or this is just the way it is. Anything that we see that we have a definition about entails within it a belief about the way that we see the world. So we'll believe, oh, I can't go do that, or if I go do this, then this will happen. Is that inherently true, or is it just a definition that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy? So the first part of this video is just simply becoming aware of the definitions we have for the way the world works. This is something I've become aware of whether I think certain things have to be easy or hard, or whether certain things, certain people always have to be a certain way. As I drop the definitions and the labels onto them, I find that everything in my life gets reflected back with that change. Now, the technique I'm going to be giving you guys has to do with something that is called NLP. Neuro-linguistic programming. It's something that Tony Robbins uses. It's something that's very powerful for using our mind in a powerful way. Now, it has to do with understanding that around any subject we can possibly imagine, we have a certain way that we relate to it. We have a certain representation. Now, each of us thinks in one form or a multiple form of modalities of sensory perception. Now, we think of this as some of us are more visual. We can see things in our mind. It's something, if we remember memories, it's very visual. Some of us are more auditory. That's someone like me. I'm more of, I can hear things very easily of thoughts that I've had in memories or in certain past. I'm able to hear it in a much more powerful way. Some people are just straight up kinesthetic and they're able to feel it. Now, the idea is to find whichever one you're predominant in and pay attention specifically to that one as I go through these different subjects. So around the idea of money, what images come to mind? What definitions do you have about it? What beliefs do you have? What kind of visual representations come to your mind? Maybe it's certain memories from your past. What is your self-image around money? How do you view yourself and money? As you look at these, what you'll realize is what we can begin to do to change our beliefs is we can disassociate from our current view of money if it's not serving us, and what we can do is see that visual perception. We can see it fading further and further away. We can imagine the colors going from color to black and white. We can imagine it dimming away from us. If our primary modality is hearing, we can make it sound like the volume is going down and down, like we're turning the volume on it. What we do when we do this exercise is we're creating distance from our old belief, our old perception of money. But now what we can do is we can wire in the preferred state of being, the preferred representation, by taking that visualization of what we prefer to experience. So now I want to ask you the question is, what do you prefer to believe about money? And as you see that vision, maybe it's a certain memory of the past of you coming into a lot of money. Maybe it's something that you want to experience in the future. Whatever it is, imagine that and see it getting brighter and brighter and more detail, more color, more vividness. The volume is going up and louder and louder and louder. And as you do this exercise, what you are doing is you are wiring in a new belief that makes you viscerally feel differently. You see, with the old way that we thought and the old beliefs, what happens is that those representations, those visions, visualizations make us feel a certain way, and in that state of being, it becomes self-perpetual. Under this new idea of understanding, what you can begin to do is to associate those powerful memories of what you prefer. Imagine the sound getting louder and louder. Imagine the picture getting brighter and brighter. And as you do this, you start to find that you start to relate to the idea of money in a completely new way. I believe that this video can allow you, if you do that over and over again, to wire in a new representation for the way you see the world, to relate to yourself in a completely new way, and it can change you from the inside out. Now, the last thing I want to do is another exercise you can throw into it, and it's a feeling of certainty, it's a feeling of belief. Anything that you want to believe more in or you want to feel certain of, what you can do is imagine this metaphor. In your mind, you have the left side and the right side. And imagine you have a filing cabinet. On the left side is everything you know to be true. It's everything you feel certain of. On the right side is everything you don't know to be true and everything you're uncertain of. If you want to bring something into your life and feel certain about it, imagine the left side of your brain is something that you already feel certain of, and remember whatever that is. Get into the feeling state. Imagine yourself with something you already know to be true. Maybe it's that you're very good at feeling connected to your family. Imagine those things. Imagine certain scenarios. And as you feel that feeling of certainty, what you then can do is anchor in another memory of something you want to believe. Maybe it's the belief about money. It's a belief about having the same type of relationship with finding and attracting someone in your life. Now imagine that person and knowing that they're going to come into your life, or imagine the money you want to create, and simply imagine that you move it from the right side of the filing cabinet and to the left. And as you do that, you are now certain of whatever that is, and what you can then do is wire in that feeling over and over again by mixing and anchoring something you already know to be true with something that you want and prefer to be true. What you begin to do is make things more certain for yourself. You're going to start to believe in yourself more, and you'll find that the more you do this, the more certain you become of what you want to experience. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.